All right, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to our monthly President's Council meeting. I will start by doing roll call. If you are here, you don't have to say here, just put it in the chat. This way we take attendance as well at the same time. Let's see, we have PS 30, 48. Make sure I get everybody. PS 62, PS 69 I saw. Myself on PSIS 104. PS 105, PS 102 I saw. PS 112, PS 127, PS 164 I saw. PS 170, PS 176 I know is here. PS 179, PS 180 is here. PS 185, I know that Madeline was is excused unless she's going to jump on later. IS 187, sorry, Vito, is here. 192, PS 200, IS 201, PS 204, IS 227, PS 229, PS 247, IS 259 is here, PS 310, PS 503 is here, PS 506, 682, 748, 936, and 939. If I missed anybody, please put it in the chat so we can, so as this is recording, we know that everybody is here and accounted for. Very good. All right. So before we start, the first order of business, I would like to introduce our newly appointed Superintendent. David Preto has joined us. He would like to say a few words, if you may. David?
Thanks, Janine. I just wanted, and thanks for inviting me and having me. I just wanted to introduce myself to the council and just thank folks who have reached out to me for the warm welcome, and just kind of put a face to a name, and just let you know that I'm, excited to hear from all of you. I'm excited to finally visit schools when I'm able to get into them, as I'm slowly moving into that work in the next week. And I also wanted to reach out, and one of my plans on entry into the district has been to arrange some listening forums for parents. And one thing that I'm working on with my office, especially with Sylvia and Bill, is just coordinating with parent coordinators, and hopefully with you all as the presidents of your respective PTAs, on just ideas around what you feel like is the best strategy for ensuring that I meet one of my goals, which is to be able to be connected to a representative group of families from the community, which is a extremely large and diverse community. And I am, so that's one of my goals. I want to make sure that I have the opportunity to kind of hear from everybody. One of my goals is to ensure that the forums are conducted in a language that is understandable to the families that are attending. So I've been working with Sylvia and Bill on strategies on how to do that most effectively. But I'm really interested in hearing your input on how you find this has worked successfully, either in your schools or in the district in the past. And I'm also I am also interested, especially since you're all here, on what has been what have been some successful practices that have happened from the district level that you feel like could continue in terms of making a continuous positive relationship between the district office and the president's council, as well as some, asks like of a new superintendent coming in. What are some things that you feel as, the president's council as things that I need to be aware of as priorities for action planning in the district as I come in and meet. So it's like, I leave that out there. And Jeanine, thanks so much for letting me introduce myself and kind of share a little bit. And I'll stay on, but I don't. But I am like I am genuine and like wanting to get some answers to those questions. So I don't know if we want to do that today, or because I'm not going to hijack your meeting, but also at the same. So, we could do it today, or we could coordinate together to find a way to go about getting the input of the President's Council. Thank you.
You're welcome. Is there anybody right now who has a question for the superintendent that needs to be answered right away, or any concerns or information they want to find out about? Now is the time. Hi, Anna. Go ahead.
Hi.
Go for it.
Hi, Janine.
Hi.
Nice to meet you, Superintendent. I'm glad I'm here, and I'm glad you have all these questions and you are willing to hear from us, which is something new. So my question is, are there any trainings that you are considering for our parent coordinators and our principals that yet don't know what the role of the PTA is? Like our role as PTA and parent leaders is to advocate for our families and for our school community. And it seems like that has been, instead of the administration helping us, they've been putting a lot of roadblocks. So that's been a little difficult. So I'm wondering if there's any training that you have considered to do it district-wide for administrations.
Anna, thanks for that. And it's nice to meet you. I'll be honest, I've been here 10 days. I have met, I was able to visit a parent coordinator meeting and introduce myself. I did not hijack that meeting. So I was not able to kind of get a sense of the needs of the PCs specifically. But, I would, and I don't say this to be annoying, but what I would like is, in terms of like gathering information for arranging for trainings or other kind of like professional development for staff, PCs included. If there's like some specific things in terms of like supporting PTAs that you feel like are like top of mind for you, that you feel like PCs need to address, that would be really helpful in me gathering together what training would be like most supportive of, kind of addressing how things are landing for parents in the district.
Okay, very fair. So one of my, as a parent leader and my school being 503, we are in a very, like you mentioned, it's very diverse. The district is very diverse. Our school community is mainly a immigrant community. And it's important for them to feel respected and to feel that they have a voice. So unfortunately, I've heard comments made by our parent coordinator that are they're offensive to our community, and that's no way to start a relationship with a community that's already afraid of speaking up. So I would like our community to be welcomed, especially our immigrant community, so they can feel comfortable to address the issues that they have, instead of having an administration that keeps telling us what we need, but it's not willing to hear what we really need.
Thank you for that. So I can definitely take that information. And if you feel like, so absolutely, I can take that information and inform it and see what kind of training is in available and in the pipeline already for PCs, to see in what different areas this kind of concern can be addressed. In terms of parents feeling unwelcome, like that's parents are, obviously need to be welcome in our schools. So I don't want to make a lot of assumptions around the different kind of like reasons why folks are not feeling welcome, but I'm getting a general sense that they're not being welcomed in certain schools. So I can take that back. If there's like specific pieces that you feel like are, how do I say this? Like specific categories that need to be addressed so folks do feel welcome. That could be, you could share it with me through Janine or otherwise, or through Sylvia and Bill, and that could really help me further inform what specific types of trainings could be arranged for parent coordinators and anybody else that is kind of creating this atmosphere. Thank you.
I have a question. I had my hand raised. Thank you for coming to this meeting. It's really great to meet you again. My name is Tamara Stern. We met at McKinley.
Hi, how are you? I didn't see it. I didn't see it because your camera's off. Sorry.
I know. I have a question. I know that the district is implementing the bias training. Will that be something that can be available for like many of like the different councils that we have in the district for the parent leaders and stuff like that?
Yeah, great question. That question was, we are, the district is in process of, through the central DOE and the Office of Equity and Access are actually implementing the trainings. So the district staff, starting with principals and moving all the way down into the schools, are all being trained in a 4-part series on implicit bias. And I don't know if this training is going to address some of the concern that you've been raising around families kind of feeling unwelcome, but that is one training that is being coordinated in the district. In terms of parents, we've had the request around whether the training could be made available for parents. So I'm seeking out whether or not that's a possibility. I do know that it has happened in the past. But if the President's Council is interested in it, I will include that in my, kind of finding out if it's possible to have, President's Council trained. We've had other parent leaders already reach out to see if it was a possibility. So I will definitely inquire on your behalf.
Thank you, Tamara. Anybody else?
Mr. Prettle, Superintendent Prettle, I also wanted to add that, unfortunately, it's no secret that our district has been known for parents being retaliated against. And it's very important for us to stop that culture, because we need to have these open conversations that at times are uncomfortable to certain people, but are very necessary, without parents fearing in parent forums, or hear myself being vocal and addressing issues that our school community is facing. As a parent leader, it's important for me to be able to address those issues without being afraid of being retaliated against by my administration.
I mean, I'm going to say as the superintendent of the district, that any allegations of retaliation against a parent or a student need to be reported immediately. If you don't know where to report them, you can report them first to my office. But I'm going to say that they need to be reported in order to be addressed.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments or concerns at this moment? Okay, thank you, Superintendent Pretto. We appreciate you joining us.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. Is there somebody else? I thought I heard somebody. Just want to, since we've started, just want to welcome 3 other people who have joined us. Mr. Chin, how are you? No.
Fine, thank you.
Okay. We have the CEC President, Stephen Stowe, with us today. Hi, Stephen.
Hi, Janine. Hi, everyone. Good to be here.
And from our illustrious face, we have Christian Marbury. Hi, Christian.
Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm well, thanks for asking.
Good. I'm glad. Okay. So, is there any other questions, comments for anybody at the moment? If not, we need to move on to our election of a secretary. So, anybody thinking about running? No? Quiet. It's like crickets. Nobody wants to join us? Come on. All right, Christian, while they're thinking, could you explain the election process for the spring, and what, if you want to mention that, would be great.
So as normal, we
Right.
are going to have our elections, the spring elections. I know some schools are getting their nominating committees together to host those. So it's pretty much it. We'll be returning back to normal. No more waivers, extensions, or anything like that. So I hope everyone's getting ready for their elections.
With that said, is there anybody who is at this meeting currently who don't think at this point you will be ready for elections in the spring? If so, please let us know and we can see what we can do.
Yeah, Janine, and if
Yeah.
possible, can you
Yes,
just share that with
of
me?
course.
And then, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And I will definitely. All right. So if you don't want to say it out loud right now, please put it in the chat so we can write it down. If you feel that, you're not ready for it, or you need assistance getting ready for it, whichever the case may be, just let us know. That's what we're here for. Okay. So now we're going to get back to the election. Who would like to run? Nobody? Come on.
I'll run.
You're going to run, Anna? Great. Anybody want to run against Anna? Because if not, she's gonna take it away. Everybody's saying, nope, I have enough on my plate, don't want any more, right? Is that what everybody's saying out there?
I have a question. Is this
Yes.
is this election for next month or for?
For right now.
This is
Yeah, but
March meeting.
it wasn't on the meeting notice that went out to the PTA presidents. So, according to regulations,
Thought
it
it
has to be in it.
was.
I thought I put it on the.
It wasn't. It wasn't.
Do we have the agenda?
It's on. So was it on the agenda? I didn't put it on the agenda.
Do we have the agenda?
Thought I set the agenda out. Did I not?
Do you have
I
it? Do
didn't-
you want to share your screen?
I didn't receive an agenda.
You didn't receive an agenda. That's great. Okay. So now what? All right. So. Okay.
Didn't we announce it at the last meeting, or we
I
did?
thought we did. So what do we do? So Christian, what do we do? Do we wait till next month? Can we do that? Since I didn't put it out there? No. All right, so I'll have to table it till next month then. Anna, you're still willing to run?
Sure.
Okay. Anybody? Okay. Well, then we'll just. All right, then we'll table it for now. Hopefully by April, we'll have gotten this under control.
Please don't forget to put in the agenda because I don't know what's going to happen if it
That's
goes.
fine. You got it. I will
Thank you
make
so
sure of
much.
that. Yes, okay. Vito, you want to go over the treasurer's report, please?
Yep. Let me share my screen. Give me a moment.
Okay, Christian said to put it on the notice and the agenda. Okay.
Does everybody see this?
It's coming up in a minute. Yep, got it.
So we had the beginning balance in February of 29,1165. We did not collect anything. We got 26 cents in interest for a grand total. Don't laugh. We had no expenses, of course, and grand total of 29,1191. And you'll see the bank statement with the same balance. This is the February 18th bank statement, which is the latest one available. That is the Treasury notice. We will have our elections, I guess, for next year in June.
Right.
And then stop sharing. Does anybody have any questions of this wonderful 26 cents? Going once, going twice, no. So at that point, I guess in June, we'll have to figure out a budget for next year, or it'd probably be better off to, we'll have our elections in June. So the next council in September, we'll figure out the budget for next year, I guess.
So in April, we'll start discussing what's going to, right? if it's back to collecting dues again, or how we're going to, since everything's gonna be virtually, how we're gonna go about doing this. Anybody have any questions or comments about the treasurer's report? All right, moving on. As all of you have know that the District 20 CEC elections are around the corner. We as President's Council are in charge of the candidate forum. I have run it once before. I would have run it again this year, except the fact that I have put my name in as a candidate for the CEC. So has other members of our board. So we are looking for a committee that's willing to run the candidate forum. Anybody willing to undertake this?
Christian, are you still there?
I think so. Probably not. She wasn't there a minute
She's still
ago.
here. She's still here. Christian? Christian, knock, knock. Who's there?
Yeah, Christian's full of the coop. She's like, I'm done. I'm out of
She's
here.
probably on 3 other meetings.
I was just gonna say,
She's
exactly.
got 3
Okay.
laptops set up and she's going back and forth between them all.
Okay.
Exactly.
I'll put it in the chat. Maybe she'll see that.
That's
Thank you.
exactly what I'm
Just came
doing. I'm sorry, what's going
That's
on?
okay. Don't be sorry. Don't ever be sorry. Were you kidding? You have so many things going on. It's like, plates in the air.
Christian, did I read that the candidate forums, this thing is going to consist of basically a 2-minute introduction, and that's it? We don't have to develop questions. We don't have to do the kind of stuff that we did last time.
You will have to develop the questions.
Okay,
We'll have to develop the questions. Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
so last time you guys gave a CEC guidance thing. It was a big booklet. And
There's
it had
gonna be
sample
another
questions
toolkit.
in there.
Yeah,
There's
there's another toolkit.
Okay.
But if the council decides that they want to come up with questions that, are
Right.
not mentioned there, then that's up to you guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
But our forum is next week.
It's next week. We got told it's next week.
So I guess you guys should start coming up with some questions soon.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, we have to do that now, kind of, sort of.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Mr. Chin, you have something?
No.
No? Okay.
I'm
And
fine.
because we're all out here, the questions should be made public and given to everybody who's
Right.
running.
Exactly. All right.
That is
so-
correct.
Thank you. Anybody have any questions they want to have the candidates answer? Am I thinking of anything?
I have a question.
Sure.
Christian, do you know, because we have members, of the board that's running, should we just take ourselves out of the people that make up the questions? That way we get it at the same time as the other people?
Right. Then it
So
can't be.
wait, can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Well, because President's Council is supposed to be doing the forum. But
Right.
because a number of us are running, we have to come up with the questions, yes?
Yes. Oh, so removing those
Yeah,
that are
removing
running.
running from that aspect of it.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
So then, okay, so how do we?
Well, so no, we don't, excuse me, we don't give up our right to do the questions just because we're running. Okay,
So
I mean, we have to make it public, of course, that's fair, but we don't have to give up our rights to be involved in making up the questions.
I won't make any questions. I'll be fine.
I don't feel comfortable being part of the question process.
Okay.
I rather
Okay, so then
get the
here-
questions
so
with
then-
everybody else.
All right, so then let's do this then. So considering the majority of our board is running, let's call it for what it is.
Everybody, I think.
Everybody, all of us are running. Okay. So that means.
wait, I just wanted the whole, everyone is running?
Yeah, we're all running.
Okay. Well, who's gonna come up with
That's
these?
what we're looking. That's why
That's what
we're
I'm
looking
saying,
for
we have to do
volunteers
it now,
from the
and we
other
can just do the
members.
general questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because maybe does the CEC can the CEC help us with that?
Definitely. I'm not sure if you guys are connected with Cherie and team.
Yes,
I would
I
reach
have her
out to
email.
Cherie Gibson
Okay.
for support in getting those questions and speaking to other CEC members just to figure out how you guys can do that.
Okay, I have her email.
What do you mean
I'll
CEC
contact her.
members?
What CEC members? I'm confused.
I meant to say that get Cherie Gibson and the team that's
Okay.
putting this all together,
The
Oh,
election
get
team.
their support.
Okay, the CC, okay, gotcha. All
Yeah,
right,
Because
yes,
we need
okay.
them to just really to host it at the very least.
The
Right.
CCSC, right, okay. I will get in touch with Cherie. Okay, all right. Thank you, Christian.
you're welcome.
All right, so then if we're, I'm trying to think here now. So the elections are in May. The questions have to be presented by April. So we have to decide who's going. So if they're going to run it, then we have to give, I will get in
Well,
touch. Cherie,
Aren't the
Ask-
questions next week?
yes, I know.
Candidate
Go ahead.
forms next week. So,
Yes.
so we
ours
would need
gets-
the questions as soon as possible, actually, right?
Right, but we can't do it on this meeting because the three of us are running.
No, that's not
You
true.
can get questions from other people. Maybe the other
Yeah.
members could put the question in the chat. We copy
Okay.
the questions in the chat, and then we ask Ms. Gibson what we could do with that. How could we go
Okay.
forward with that?
How do we,
So if
okay.
there's any questions from any other members besides those who are running, please put it in the chat.
Right. Okay. Okay.
This is Steve. Can I make one suggestion?
Go ahead,
too?
Steve, go ahead.
What if
Yeah.
everyone starts generating questions, and as long as we track who's making which question, and if later on someone comes back and says, sorry, people running can't contribute questions, just scratch those out.
Yeah.
Like,
I
so,
mean-
so everyone on the
makes sense.
board, go ahead
Right.
and send questions. You're all very informed parts of the education community
Right.
here, D20. So I
All
think it'd be
Well, from a practical matter, just because we've done it, I mean, we have a ton of people running, right? So we have two separate nights. We have
Right.
to figure out, I think, the structure first, which is, and I think we should give everyone an introduction. They have 2 minutes.
Right,
And then we're only going to have 2 minutes. I mean, 2 questions at the most, maybe even one,
right.
without filling up the whole allotted time. Is it a 2-hour slot or a 1-hour slot?
I have no idea. I'd have to get in touch with
I think
Cherie.
it's a
It's 2 hours,
2 hours,
I
The 2
believe,
hours.
because it's 150 minutes.
Okay,
So
about 2.5 hours.
is it a 2.5-hour slot? That's confirmed?
Yeah, it says 150 minutes for
Okay.
both forums, yes.
So then, and how many total do we have running? 40,
We got
There's-
60 running, so it'll be 30 and 30.
30 and 30. So
now we're up
let's-
to 60.
60.
Wow, okay.
so 5 minutes per candidate.
We got from, 2 years ago, nobody running to 60 people running this year. That's good.
So 5 minutes a candidate, if you give them 2 minutes for the introduction, then really we could only do what? 2 questions of 1 minute and 30 seconds each, and that's not even any transition time.
Right.
So I would suggest, I would throw it out there for discussion that we have an introduction and 1 question.
Right. All right.
We see how many people shows up at the meeting, and then we see if the time frame allows 2 questions, but then that will not be fair because the
Yeah.
Friday meeting may not have as much freedom, not following the same pattern.
It's got to be the same, right? I mean,
I think it's only fair to be the same.
All right, so then after this meeting, I will send an email to Cherie Gibson and let her know what's going on, and then I will then forward it to the members to see what's going on. Is that what I'm doing? That sound right?
Sounds right.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chin. All right.
so are we not going to do questions right now?
We can, that's up to, but who's writing them down? We don't have a secretary. You're gonna put them in the chat? That's fine. Where do they go? Who transcribes them? And then which one of us is going to email it to Cherie without putting ourselves into?
Or you could just save it in the chat. And
Yeah.
once you save the recording, all the chat informations are automatically saved on there too.
Yeah, it saves to the computer.
Oh, thank
Mhm.
you.
So you
Thank
could just
Mara.
copy and
Thank you.
paste it.
Okay. All right. So if anybody has any questions to put in that you want the candidates to answer, please do so. That would be great. All right.
Could we,
Yes.
maybe, if you give me a moment, I might be able to pull up the toolkit from
Okay.
the last election,
That's
unless
fine.
someone else has it more handy.
You're more savvy than I am, so go for it.
Okay, you have to give me a little bit then.
That's fine. All right, while Vito is working on that, there's two other things that have come up. I don't know if anybody's interested. So on the CPAC meeting that I attended, it seems that the regions that are going to be given out this year are for high school, and it would be the living environment, the English, and the Algebra 1. That's for high school. As far as the state exams, at this moment, it seems that we are going ahead with state exams. The question is just how they're going to, they haven't decided yet how to go about administering those who are remote only students. Does anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns about that topic? All right. Aside from that, does anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns about their own school or moving forward, or any issues that we need to be aware of?
I have a question about the state tests.
Go ahead, my darling. What's up?
So I mean, I understand that right now they're going through with it. So my
Right.
question is, so for the ELA, the 10th to
Right.
the date, so let's say
Correct.
24th to the
Mhm.
20th, right?
Right.
So out of those days, my son is actually only in the school building one day. So how does he take the whole test in its entirety? That's, I'm confused on that.
You and me both, because my son is also, he just got put in 5 days, and that's only because he has he's in the ICT class. So he'll take the exam, but the question is then, how long do they have the extended time? How, a lot of answers have not been, that's a good question because it hasn't been answered yet. Adrienne Austin said, which is the deputy chancellor, she's hoping by Monday, this coming Monday, to have more definitive answer to give principals, because in reality, we should have been taking the math exam like in 2 weeks. So that apparently, yeah. So I understand what you're saying, Miriam. I don't know how, I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's right, because then you can't take these tests at home and they don't want the kids coming into the building from the remote. So how is it that we're letting those who are in there, it's almost like we're punishing them for being there, but we want them to be there. It's like, as soon as, hopefully more information will come down somewhere. Just don't know when. I don't know, unless your principal, what does he say? Does he say anything in particular about this? Nothing,
No,
right?
they had no idea either. And I went to, I was trying to see if I could get more information because I was at CPAC and CC also. And there was no information on that aspect because we're still blended. So our 3 to 8 that would be taking the ELA math, like they're not in school 3 consecutive days like
No.
that.
Right.
So the days that they're given are actually 3 different groups that would be there. So each group can only get one little piece of the test.
Same here. We're the same way. We're K to 8 like you, but the K to 5s are the 3 cohorts, the A, B, and C's. And then we have the D's, which are remotes. And now my son apparently is E. Now we've come up with cohort E because he's there 5 days. So it's like, it's just insane. It's just crazy. I know that when you were on the meeting with the CPAC, and the chancellor was she wasn't even sure what the answer was yet.
Wow.
So we'll see. It's a waiting game as always. Anybody else have any other questions? Comments, concerns, issues?
And can I ask
Sure.
the superintendent?
If he's still on.
Because I know that Adrienne also brought up the fact that DLTs
Yes.
will be open to observations from the
They're going-
parents now. And she said, we're just not going to be able to talk.
That's always, the DLT's always been that way. It's open to the public. You just can't vote or can't speak.
Is there, okay, is there like a list of dates when those meetings are that's available for us to find?
For District 20, it is the 3rd Friday of the month.
What time is it?
It is
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. Thank you, Mr. Chin.
I gotta try to set up something like what Vito has set up to live
Right.
stream it on YouTube.
There you go.
In the
Mr.
past, anybody could have come into the meetings, but
Yep.
now with the virtual, we got to figure out a way. And I think it took Vito a while to get this working
Yes.
this way. So it's going to be a learning process also.
So now,
Bill, if you need a hand, I'd be happy to help
I was
you.
just gonna say,
I'll be reaching out to you, Vito.
Mr. Chin's gonna get tech savvy like the rest of us.
Okay, I have another
Yeah.
question. Because I remember somebody telling me that years ago there used to be like a list of like all the SLT meetings from every school in the district put somewhere. Is that still being done?
Mr. Chin?
In the past, not counting this year, of course, the SLT meetings have been all over the place this year.
Mhm.
It was gathered by our office and we forwarded to a news source also. We have to forward it to one news source. But
Right.
this year, unfortunately, the meetings have been all, like I said, all over the place. I could try to gather the information for the rest of the school year, but they're subject to change quite literally on a monthly basis sometimes. I will ask the schools for their dates and compile it and forward it to you.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chin. Yes.
Thanks, Bill.
Karen from 205. Are you on, Karen? No? Yes? Karen?
I'm on.
Hi,
Karen.
how are you, my dear?
Hi.
Hi, so this is the first time in this crazy world for you? No.
Yeah, well, I was elected in the end of September.
Okay,
so-
so what is it that, what would you like, what do you need? Because I can bring you toolkit. Are you in the building? Let's start there.
I can be in the building, but I'm remote. The principal isn't very comfortable with us being in the building, very minimal.
Who's the new principal now over there at 205?
It's Miss Mendel. She's not new. She's been there for a couple years.
Has she? Okay. I only know the previous principal, and that was Miss Grader. That's who I, yeah. So I'm not familiar with the new principal. Okay.
Janine?
Yes,
I've-
Dolan.
I got to look back, but guidance from Central is
Yeah.
that PTA is only going to be in the building for records transfers.
Okay, records transfer only.
Yes, that's what I've read recently.
Okay.
So
Okay.
unless I will check to see if could be any accommodations, if there's some things that they could reach out in advance to make an appointment to, and what the reasons are. So
All right.
we may have to get approval from FACE or from Central for each individual. Of course, like you said, a lot of principals are very wary of having
Right.
parents in the building
Okay.
because it could contaminate too many
Of course.
many
Right.
questions. So that's the guidelines they just put out
Okay.
recently.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Chen.
Okay, Bill, I have a question about that. Now,
Okay.
we were told that we have to do our audits this year, and we're supposed to do it in the building. So if
You got to do the what?
audits, our audits, because we didn't,
Oh,
and we have to do it on school premises.
Mhm.
Okay,
Okay.
now, if people aren't letting, if the principals aren't letting the PTAs in the building, you know, just for record transfers, how are we gonna do an audit when we
Good
actually need to
question.
get a committee together of 3 to 5 people in order to do that?
good question. I don't know if Christian has an answer to that, but I will pursue it. Okay?
Thank you.
No, in that case, is that allowable instead of being asking for permission? That should be a general one, that if the PTA is asking for that you got approval already, pre-approved for the audits. Let's see if we can get something like that. Okay?
Okay, thanks.
I would think most audits can be done virtually.
I thought so too, but apparently we have to go by the guidelines of the chancellor, which means the audit, because the books, technically, their checkbooks and whatnot has to be,
Leave the building.
well, not leave the building, but they have to be physically seen.
Oh,
So virtual, the virtual bank statements like
It's-
we did
No.
or not?
Right, because most people have bank statements, but most of us have it online.
Right.
So if it's online, you're not gonna have it in your house, I'm not gonna have it in my
Yeah.
house. So it has to be in a central location. But then if you're not allowed to be there, how many people are you allowing in the building? That's the, some principals are not comfortable with that just yet, which rightfully so, I understand that 100%.
I
But then
think
it makes it- but it
we
makes it
have
a
until
little-
June, right? By June,
have
maybe
to
things are
June.
different.
Exactly.
But it's not just the banking statements. It's like if you've done fundraisers, like all the reports, because we also have to do from last year, because we So we're doing 2 years worth of it. We didn't do last year's because the buildings were closed. So we got to do 2 years worth of it for last year and for this year. And if you keep your financials, like all your paperwork inside your building in a file drawer, you got to get into the building
Yes.
in order to access it.
That's what I will ask, okay, Tamara?
Yes, please, yes. Thank you, Mr. Chen. I appreciate it. All right. Anybody else? Questions, comments, concerns?
Question, I just want to know if there are any more FACE workshops coming up besides the one that's in April?
Yes, there's one in May and June. I have to get the dates, but I will share that with the council as soon as I get all the dates for you guys.
Thank you.
Oh, anybody else? Nobody? Everybody's all quiet. Anybody doing anything exciting as far as fundraising? Anybody doing anything out of the norm? No?
We're doing Miss Chocolate right now.
Yeah, how do you like it?
Nah. Yeah, we're doing the spring really has nothing to the catalog. It really doesn't.
No, I got you.
And the book fair is coming up at that Scholastic book, so that's nothing.
I was just gonna say, we did that in January to February, we did Scholastic. We made a whopping $106 in Scholastic bucks, and we go K-8. Okay, we made, and I'll be honest, it's public knowledge. Let's see, we brought in $2,000 from Miss Chocolate. We saw $1,000 of it.
Yeah, we made about 900, 980, something like that.
Our Cheddar Up seems to be what's keeping us afloat. And our Cheddar Up is pretty much, we set it up for our suggested membership dues. So that seems to be going up as, because we keep it open so people can, add to it when they want to.
So I just want to add something about
Sure.
Scholastic. We just
What's up?
had our second Scholastic book fair, and
Good for
I
you.
hosted a Friday night story time Zoom.
Oh,
The 2 Fridays that we ran it. And
Okay.
I read a story, and I also showed a video that Scholastic will provide on how to shop online.
oh, nice. Okay.
And then the kids had snacks and they could chat a little bit, talk about their favorite book. It was mostly like second graders that came on the call, but it was open for everyone.
Okay.
I did it so they had to pre-register, so the link wasn't public. I had to email it to them for
Right,
security
okay.
purposes.
Right.
But we did almost $1,000 in sales on this sale, and we did like 1,300 when we did our fall Scholastic. So if anybody wants to, take the idea and run with it, it seemed to be the kids really loved it.
That's good. No, that's very good. Very good. Yeah, I like that idea. Thanks, Karen. Anybody else have anything?
There's
Yeah,
a
go ahead.
parent that actually put in the chat. She said, can my child repeat the grade? Bill, do you know?
If
If you can't keep up.
Mr. Preto, are you still on?
I am.
Okay, that was the question. Karen, Tamara, can you repeat that question, please?
A parent wants to know if their child can repeat the grade if they can't keep up due to the remote learning.
So the city hasn't released like the formal plan for this year's summer school, but the promotion policy, so Chancellor's Reg A501 kind of dictates how promotion works in the DOE. So it depends on grade level and other circumstances. So I'm sorry to give like I need more details.
All right, thank you.
Janine,
Yes, I'm here. Yes.
2 things.
Go ahead. What's up?
I emailed to you and Tamara the 2019 toolkits, candidate
Okay.
toolkits.
All
You
right.
could send them out to all of the all of the President's Council members. They're public documents. They're from 2019.
Right,
So there's no confidentiality in sharing them, nor should there be.
right,
I have posted the sample questions in the chat. That's from
Right.
those two
Right.
toolkits.
okay.
And if people want to discuss and come to a consensus as to which one they would like, first like this, we have to agree, do we want the first thing to be a candidate statement for however long, 2 minutes is customary, and then pick one of these questions for the next 2 minutes?
Oh,
That's
okay.
what we want to do.
Right, okay.
So discuss.
Anybody? Nobody? Let's hold on one second. I'm sorry. Oh, Nishani. Okay. So, as far as graduation, from what I understand, and anybody, Christian or Bill or anybody can correct me, the seems to be that we're floating the fact of looking for outdoor venue for graduations. That's what I was brought up in my principal brought up at my SLT, brought it up at our executive board meeting. Now, as far as outdoor venues go in this area, there are few and far between. So what that means exactly to everybody, considering some suggested the track at Fort Hamilton High School, some suggested Shore Road Park, some suggested, but that just determines a permit from the Parks Department. I don't know, where does 102 usually have their, they usually have it in 102, correct, Nishani? They're allowed to use their own school.
Because they used to do it inside the building.
Right. Since you have, you know what, you might be able to do, yeah, I would go to, is Mr. Kenzie is still the principal, correct?
She is still the principal, but right now she was saying that there hadn't been official guidance on graduation. So I wanted to see if there was any new information out there about it and what they're allowed to do. Because if the guidance is they're allowed to do it outdoors, would it then be up to the school to figure out if they could do it like maybe smaller groups
Exactly.
with a high cohort or something like that, if they could use their own schoolyard? Because obviously 102 has a substantial schoolyard. They probably socially distance efficiently as long as they did it maybe by cohort or something to that, you know, they might have to do multiple remote days, but if the school could figure that out, I'm wondering if that would be actually allowed based on what the guidance is right now.
That's pretty much the same. I mean, that's like I said, what I was told by my principal was the fact that if you want to do, there is the possibility of doing an outdoor graduation. But the thing is, then you have to have a backup virtual. And if you do get granted the outdoor, you have to make sure that it's live streamed, because they're only going to then allow so many tickets per graduate. That's what we were told. Now, is it written in stone in a contract? No. Is that what's being discussed at the moment? Yes. I don't know if that helps.
So
I don't know. Yeah.
even if we're outside, we would
Yes.
still have minimum distance.
Yes.
So
Yes.
here's the thing, just FYI, Massachusetts just went down to 3 feet. So
Oh,
that
wow.
might be something that happens
exactly.
down the road, right? So they would have to figure out how much capacity you have in that schoolyard while maintaining whatever distance is in effect at that time. So if the distance is in effect that time is 6 foot, you got to figure out what your capacity is. If they lower it to 3 foot, you got to figure out what the capacity is.
All right.
It's not the answer you were looking for.
No,
I
I think it's just still kind of not official. You know, I think until there's something in, I guess, writing, probably anything is going to still be in the air. That's all.
Right, but see the problem with that is this. Okay, so you're talking how many of us? There are 39 of us schools in this district. If 4 of us are K to 8s, so that means our 8th grade needs to find an outdoor venue. that means our high school needs to find an outdoor venue. There's only so many. So are they going to wait till we're all scrambling for the same outdoor venue? Or do we have, are there PTAs out there that have $15,000, $20,000 to spend on an outdoor venue? It's like, I know they have to give us an answer sooner than later. But then again, it's a DOE, they're going to take their time, as usual.
So I'd like to add something, Janine. I was just talking with my assistant principal who's running the 5th grade graduating class. I've been working with him, and he said he got guidance from the principal that they're possibly going to get approval for outdoor graduation. And so he's looking into renting a bandstand for our schoolyard and doing something that way. So Nashani, if that helps at all.
Right, yeah.
Janine?
She's lucky that her 102 has a nice sized yard.
We do have a substantial size yard. I honestly could see how it could work effectively there. Obviously, given good weather, I might have to just pay for something to be overhead for even honestly just sun protection possibly. But that's something we would need to know if we have to budget for something like that.
Janine, I'm going to forward you what was the latest thing in Principals Weekly, so all the people will know, because that's what 205, the principals being guided by. So I'm going to send it to you, and you can forward it to everybody as of
Thank you, Mr. Chin.
That would be great.
That would be awesome. Thank you. All right. So what else? Anything else? So
the only question I have is if anyone has any ideas for what they're doing for their graduating class in terms of providing something fun for them, not even just completely celebrations and that kind of thing, but if there's anything that you do in terms of besides apparel and that kind of stuff that you might do for them as like an end of year gift.
We give out flash drives, right? I think, or battery chargers. We have them with the, we get them from the place on 11th Avenue, like that has the school's name and logo on it. We give those as gifts. We should still be able to do that. I wanted to see if we could feed them, but that's a really big thing too. I don't know if we're gonna be able to do that unless we do individual boxes where everything is wrapped and you just hand them up. That doesn't seem very nice either, right?
We give keychains out. That's what we do to our graduates. And
where do you get keychains from?
I will send you the information. I will send you the company we deal with. It's just a general keychain that just says the school, graduate in the school. We don't put a year because we try to use the same ones over and over. So I will send you the information, Nashani.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else? Okay, thank you, Jason. Have a good day. Anybody else? I know I'm just wrap this up because it's beautiful out and everybody doesn't want to be, tied down here on a Friday afternoon. Anybody else have any questions or comments?
We really just do need to do this. What happened?
I'm sorry, my son was asking if the "we" was too loud because they were fighting in the next room. So he was asking permission. He wanted to make sure he was okay. All right. So what are we up to? What are we doing?
We need to agree on a format. They threw this silly candidates forum at us and told us we have to do it next week. We can't even have a meeting between now and then because we don't have 10 days notice.
Nashani has a question for you in the chat, Vito.
Where do you get your flash drives from, Vito? What is it called? I don't know it off the top of my head. I will get it to you. It's on between 64th and 65th Street on 11th Avenue.
Oh, that's New Dimension.
New Dimension. Yes, thank you.
New Dimension. That's it. New Dimension. They are fabulous. Yes. They do. They do our plaques for our.
They do everything. Yeah.
They do everything. Trophies, plaques. Yes. Yeah, well, that was now here's my thing, Vito, well, this is to everybody. The candidate forum, for some odd reason, why we got next week, I don't know, other districts got late in April. We
Yeah.
have next week. I have no idea why we got what we did. So, I mean, even if I contacted Cherie today, it's no guarantee that she's gonna get back to me right away. About what, because somebody needs to, if they're going to take over it, then they have to know what's going on.
Janine, I had a question for
Sure, Anna, what's up?
So I've been really talking to my board about Teachers Appreciation Week. I think it's very important to show our teachers how much we appreciate them, because these have been difficult times for everyone, and our teachers are parents, and they multitask so many things. So is anyone doing something for the teachers? And I want to be inclusive of everyone, like the remote teachers as well as the blended teachers. So I was thinking of having the remote teachers like pick up their gifts on a weekend because they went during the week.
Okay.
So is that allowed? If we have, do I need a permit? Do I to have a table set up for the teachers to pick up their gifts on a Saturday if they're doing remote?
Good question.
I think that would probably be up to the principal, right?
Yes, thank you. Yeah, I agree.
So I'll bring that up. And is anyone else doing anything for their teachers? I just want to have like exchange ideas. I mean, that's
right. I hear you.
Yeah.
Do you feed your teachers?
Yes. So what we used to do is we would have a whole week. We would start Monday with something in their mailbox, Tuesday a breakfast, Wednesday, I mean, it was just a whole week, chocolate fountain. I would set up a dessert table. So it was, and then Friday, it would be like the big event, which would be a luncheon in the gym. So this year I was thinking that I would try to do everything outdoors.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
but still going with that sense. I know we're not allowed. It's news to me that we cannot be in the building. So I guess I would send. So it's tough because I want to include all the teachers. So I guess Saturday would be like the best.
I would say, you have to ask the principal how to go about what, if you need a separate permit or how you're going to get allowed into the building, even for the outside access. I know we usually do a staff luncheon, and that includes everybody. And last year, in lieu of a staff luncheon, the teacher's room needed new updated furniture. So we purchased some tables, some chairs, and then, so that's what we did. We did for both buildings because we have two buildings. So we did one, last year we did the main building. This year we did the annex building with new tables, new chairs for their lunchroom, spruced it up a little in lieu of having food instead of having a luncheon. That's what we did.
Our school was able to do a breakfast for the teachers, but have single wrapped bagels and stuff, because this place called John and Dave Wholesale Bagels individually wraps their stuff. So they were able to get individual like bagels with their butter or cream cheese separate, so that the school didn't have to worry about everyone sharing the same thing or going from the same thing, containers.
That's a good idea. Oh, I like that. Okay, that's good. I might do that for the end of the year. That's good. I like that. Okay, anybody else? Hey. Sorry. I love teenagers, I really do. All right. Anybody else? We have quite a few questions in the chat. I appreciate everybody for their time. You put in the questions in.
I just wanted to throw something in.
Sure, Jamie, what's up?
For a hi.
What's up, love? What's going on?
Just real quick for Anna, one of the things that we're doing this year for teacher appreciation, Jen, the co-president, my co-president, she found they do lunch boxes at Meat Supreme.
Oh.
And it's individual sandwiches. It comes with a drink, I believe a snack as well. And what we'll do is give out forms to the teachers first. They pick whatever they would like. I know we have some vegetarians, or we have someone, you know, who I think we have one person who is celiac, so we have to be careful with that.
Yeah,
But
right.
they can customize the boxes. I believe they were very reasonably priced. I would have to ask Jen because she was on that. But that's just like one of the things that we're doing for them. But they just come in boxes, easy to load, names on them, and it's, you know, they can just kind of grab it and go.
I love that, Jamie. If you can please send me the information.
Absolutely. I'll get it from Jen.
I'll put my email in the chat.
Yeah, please do.
Okay.
I see a question here. Aiko, okay, so what is it? What's the matter with the internet? What's going on? Explain what you mean for to reduce the internet. You mean the price of the internet? Is that what we're talking about? Aiko, what's going on?
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
don't very speak, so
That's okay. No,
I mean,
so you want
internet for the like when student learning
remote-
for at home. Yes.
for the remote learning. Okay,
Yeah.
so all right. I know.
the they have a computer. It's free for the children. I mean,
Right.
if we return for the government the computer, so
Right.
still we need to pay the internet fee.
Okay.
And then right now internet fee it's very expensive, you know. So
Right. All right. Mr. Chin.
You could request through your school for a
Okay.
device without reason because you cannot afford to pay for internet. The school has to request for the device and they will send it to the school to give it to you. So let your school know that you need a device because you cannot afford internet access anymore and you need a school device.
Right.
A DOE device, not a school device, a DOE device that will
right.
have internet.
Okay, that's right.
okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. Vito, is there anything else I missed, or Tamara, anything?
Oh, there was a
Yes, go
thing
ahead.
in the poll. I have a poll prepared. If
Go
we
ahead,
want
go
to do
for it.
that,
Yep, go for it. Let's do
can
it.
we do it officially and make a motion?
I make a motion.
Second, anybody, all
I need a
approved?
second. All approved? Everybody just put your mics on, just say aye. Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Aye.
Hi.
Okay.
No opposals, we're good.
So I'm just gonna ask
Go ahead.
Stephen Stowe to sign out because we need some kind of integrity of the thing because only President's Council members can vote.
Oh, right, yes, right, yeah, right.
So William, we trust you. Christian, we trust you. Steve, not that I don't trust you, but the deal's a deal. As soon as it's out.
Take care.
Yeah, you can view us, of course, on the YouTube channel.
Mary Chu is the parent coordinator of PS 160. She's there translating for her PTA president because you don't have translation. So she should be able, don't block her out.
No, I'm not blocking anybody out. Okay.
Thank you. Okay, thank you.
So I will not be able to vote, so it doesn't matter to me. I'll abstain. And I'm going to launch this and we'll do the results. Okay?
Right. I'm up, yeah, okay, good. Okay. Yeah, I shouldn't be reading this.
I guess I put in that stain veto.
Yeah, that'll help me. Well, you don't even have to vote. I trust you.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to be at least one short.
Yes.
Yes, I'm abstaining as well, Vito, you know that, right?
Okay, no
I
worries.
abstained as well.
Thank you. So we still have 6 people who could vote if they would like to.
Yeah, we do have 6. Okay. So we have 7? Why are you getting 6?
I'm not voting either.
I know,
Oh.
I know, I wasn't, it was.
Did you want to abstain then, Tamara?
Tamara, you abstaining?
Yes.
Okay. So,
Janine, did you abstain?
yes, I did.
I only have one person abstaining.
What do I have to do, Vito? What am I doing?
Hit abstain.
Abstain.
Only-
There we go. Thank you.
I abstain.
I'm sorry, I'm still translating for my.
No worries,
PTA,
take your
okay?
time. We have plenty of
Don't worry,
time.
don't worry.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I didn't click on anything, so
Okay.
The last option is an abstain.
I know, but I couldn't click on it.
No, me
Anything.
too.
I could, there wasn't.
It's not
anything for
letting
me-
you click on it?
Yeah, it's not letting me click on it.
No,
So
me
just,
neither.
Is anybody else
just
having
add
that
mine to
problem?
there.
Oh, I can't see the question. Can you send me again?
Send the poll again.
Okay, relaunch polling,
Okay.
But that, take,
but that's gonna clear the results. So we'll have to start over.
That's all right. I have that it says 5 voted. Is that true?
Yep. Do you want me to resend?
Yeah, you can, yeah, I got resend it. Just let's make sure as we know what we're doing. Resend it just to be on the safe side.
so everybody has to re-vote.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
So Tamara and Janine, please
Yeah.
abstain if you choose. You're
Let
not
me
really
just-
required to abstain, but
Right.
anybody else, you can if you want. And I'm not voting because I'm polling.
Right. Okay. Yeah, it's not letting
Wonderful.
me-
We have 8 out of 10 people voted.
Okay, fine.
Christian and Bill, did you abstain? I think that's it.
I abstain.
Yeah.
abstained.
Okay, fine.
Wonderful.
Excellent. All right.
So
Thank
we
you,
have the
everyone.
translator.
Yes.
I have to put abstain, right?
No,
Yes.
The translator, you,
No, she's putting in the vote for the PTA president.
Yes,
oh, you're putting in the vote then?
Yes,
yes, can I?
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Does anybody need more time? Okay, I'm going to end polling. And I'm going to share results. So what is your vision for the education? What is your vision for education in this community? Do we all see that?
Yes. I do.
Okay, great. So then, so let's be clear. The first 2 minutes are the candidate's introduction,
Right.
whatever statement they want. And the
Okay.
second will be that question.
Okay.
So we've done our duty.
We've done our duty. Okay, perfect.
Anybody have any objections to any of that? Okay, make it so. Tamara, is it possible that you could act as recording secretary since you're vice president?
I was just gonna reset the same thing. Thank you, Vito. I think she's thinking about it. All right. Okay. Well, I think that unless anybody has anything they need to discuss, we're going to bring this meeting to a close. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Thank you,
Fine.
everybody, for joining. Have a wonderful weekend. Don't forget, daylight savings time is Sunday.